Hey guys, welcome in. It is Brad with College SportsCast, and we are here tonight with our Big Fuss show, but we have a special guest. Tonight, we're here with Kentucky senior guard Emma King.
Can I please have your attention?
There's all a commotion around here.
What are you talking about?
Let them yap at you.
It's actually very exciting.
Hey guys, welcome back. It is Brad with College SportsCast. I have John Hammonds here with me tonight. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, my man?
So, weather's been a little nasty today, but we're hanging in there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad here right now.
Yeah, we're hanging in there. Welcome in, guys, to College SportsCast. This is like episode 101 or 102 or something for this season for us here. So get started. You can now support us with sending stars on Facebook, or you can subscribe. Any money helps us make new content, so we would appreciate that. I'm going to get that up on the screen for you guys. So you can send stars or you can subscribe and get that out of the way real quick. And then we have got a special guest here with us tonight, and we're going to get started first and foremost with her. All right. So 5th-year senior on the Kentucky women's team. She is graduating. I think she graduated in December, to be quite honest with you. But 5th-year senior guard Emma King, I want to welcome you to College SportsCast.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Emma.
Hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you all?
We're doing good. We're excited to have you here at College SportsCast. I loved covering you girls this year. It was such a pleasure. I've been huge in girls basketball. I've actually coached AAU ball in girls in Alabama for a while at the middle school level, not anywhere near what you've been doing. But I've always had fun. My sisters played ball, and it's just a pleasure to have you on College SportsCast, and I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you having me and for your support and coverage all season. I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Emma. So, all right. First and foremost, at the bottom of the screen, this is going to be our very first edition of our College SportsCast Lady Cats Blast. And we are doing this, of course, with Emma King. So that's going to run at the bottom of the screen while we are talking with Emma. Emma is a 5th-year senior. She come back for that extra COVID year this year. And I kind of want to reflect on your career here a little bit, Emma. And I want to start with kind of from the very beginning. So you were recruited by Matthew Mitchell. And what do you remember that was special about your recruitment with Coach Matthew Mitchell?
Yeah. So, I grew up obviously a Kentucky girl, and my dad and I always spent all times. He was my coach in middle school and AAU growing up, and we just spent a lot of time in the gym together. And he's always been a Kentucky fan, and he's loved girls basketball for as long as I can remember. And so he kind of introduced me to Kentucky basketball, and we started going to games, and I told my dad in 5th grade, like, hey, Dad, like, I think I want to play at Kentucky. And ever since then, like, he has made it his life goal to make sure that, like, I was going to achieve my dreams. And I did. And luckily I got into an EYBO program in high school, and that was pretty much the start of my recruitment. like in the EYBL circuit, you just have so many connections. And my dad told Kentucky Premier's head guy, like, hey, she's interested in Kentucky. And the very next day, Matthew Mitchell came to my Christmas tournament, which was just really, really cool for me. And that's kind of what started my recruitment. Like, they were the first school really interested in me. And I was a Kentucky girl through and through. And I was just so excited to be recruited by them. And it just felt like home ever since I started talking to Coach Mitchell. I love his personality. I love his love for the Lord. And I loved how much like he invested in women's basketball. And those were like the biggest things for me.
All right, cool. So John's got a question here that he wanted to ask you. I'll throw it to him real quick, and then we'll get back to a couple of my questions.
What was your favorite away arena, and what was your favorite player that you played against in the SEC?
Oh, interesting. My favorite away arena probably is LSU, just because the environment there is unlike any one that I've ever been to in college basketball. Their crowd is incredible, and it's just very, very fun to be there. They make women's basketball more fun, truly. And then my favorite player to play against, I don't even know. That's kind of a hard one. I have a lot of respect for a lot of people in the SEC, but I don't know if I have a specific like favorite player.
That's cool. I mean, you played 5 years, so you played against a lot of players over the years. So it might be hard to pick just one.
What was it like going against Dawn Staley? I know that she's got a real rep for her name and stuff, and her being a Hall of Fame coach, it's kind of nice to be on the floor as the same in that same regard, right?
Yeah, Coach Staley is she's kind of a staple of women's basketball, and it was really cool. We played them on our senior night, but it was very interesting to see like how many people kind of like they came to support us, but also like they were very interested in just like being in the same arena as Dawn Staley. And I just think that that's the impact that she has on women's basketball. She has climbed her way to the top, and I have a lot of respect for her.
They bring the crowd too. When like the fans and the crowd, they have to tape off the locker room, at the visitors, even when they're on the road and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty wild to see South Carolina in person down there and be in the media. So, all right, Emma, I want to kind of get back. So you get to Kentucky, and I've got a good little fun question here for you. Did you have a welcome to Kentucky or a welcome to the SEC moment, like your freshman year? Do you remember one of those?
Absolutely. My freshman year, I was itty bitty. I was so small. I gained 40 pounds. Be transparent. My freshman year, which was telling because I had never really lifted, and so like I just put on muscle. But like when I got there, I remember that was the group with like Sabrina Haynes and Jada Roper and all of them. And so I was a guard, and I was going against the guards, but I was playing against fifth-year Sabrina Haynes, and I remember like I was having to guard her. But, I mean, I was the same height as her, but she had probably 40 pounds of just pure muscle on me at the time. And I just remember I was so defeated. Like, I look at Coach Mitchell, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, she is out-muscling me. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we made it somehow.
Yeah. I mean, in the SEC at Kentucky, I know there had to be some tough times, especially early on. And jumping from high school in Kentucky to the SEC had to be a pretty big jump, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really the biggest thing. And I know that's like kind of the cliche answer, but like it is truly such a different pace of basketball, and the way that you have to be in shape, your strength, like you truly have to be bigger, faster, stronger. And, people tell you that, but there's really no preparing for that until you're kind of thrown into the fire and you have to kind of figure it out. But it absolutely is bigger, faster, stronger basketball for sure.
Right. All right. John, you want to ask this one?
Oh, what was your favorite gym to shoot in? Like I know you played in Rupp and you played in Memorial, but just your way arena. What was your favorite? Like this is my gym and I'm going to take over.
I liked Auburn's gym. For some reason, like that was probably the gym that like throughout my career I was the most successful in. I think I like it. I just feel like they have a shooter's rim, but also their arena is kind of compact. And so, there's not so much of a depth perception issue as, like a lot of people go into Rupp. They're used to playing in smaller coliseums, and you go to Rupp and it's like the lights are on you and the people are 15 feet away from you. And that's just a lot different than a lot of other arenas. And Auburn's is real small. And it kind of just felt like I was back in high school. Like we had a pretty big gym. And so I was like, I felt more comfortable. I really enjoyed playing at Transy too.
Yeah, you guys played some home games at Transy this year, right?
Yeah, we did. Since Memorial was being renovated. Mm-hmm.
How many home games did you have there before y'all kind of finished everything up at Rupp? 3 or 4?
I thought it was like 8 or 9, but I also could just be totally wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I know y'all got to play at Transy's gym early this year, like in November, December.
Yeah, that was a lot of our non-conference games because volleyball was going on and there was just a lot other to, fight with.
Right. All right. So over your career, now you got 5 years here. What was your most fun home win that you can think of?
Honestly, beating Arkansas at home, like as our SEC opener this year was really fun for us. I think because like our season didn't necessarily go as we'd hoped, but like that was such a great way to start the season for us, especially coming off the season that we had last year. And, we were ranked preseason last. And so just coming in and beating Arkansas, who was, I think, top 5 ranking at the time. And we just, like, it was fun basketball. Like, we enjoyed playing with each other. Like,
and somehow y'all beat them without hitting a 3. And I still can't figure that one out.
I know. I don't know. We were just playing together.
Y'all didn't even hit a 3 that night.
I know.
You beat them.
I know. That was just like one of those days that it's like everything is going your way. And it was fun. Like we genuinely just enjoyed playing with each other that day.
Right. Yeah, that was a big win. Got the SEC season started off with a good start anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the home opener this year. Yeah. All right. So this one, I'm going to challenge you here because I know that you probably had several different ones. You've been there 5 years. So who are some of your favorite roommates over your career?
The funny thing is, favorite teammates? Okay, I'll do favorite teammates.
I put roommates, but because I figure you room together too. So
yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say I have favorites, but I definitely have people that, you're closer to, especially last year when like there was 15 of us on the team. So, you kind of find your people and you kind of roll with them. Blair Green was from the day I stepped on campus, like my girl, just because, we were both Kentucky girls. Like we were here, we were doing this together. We just came from a very similar background. And so we were literally 2 peas in a pod from the day I moved in. Right. But with Blair Green at the time came Ryan Howard, and I love Rye. Rye is one of my favorite people in the world. She came not too long ago and stayed in Lexington, and she was like, "Hey, like, can I come stay with you?" And I was like, "Please." And so she was with me for 3 or 4 days, and she's the best. I really love Rye. I really, really loved Chastity Patterson. I loved her energy, and she was the happiest teammate I think I've ever had. Like it didn't matter what was thrown at her. Like she truly was just like, God has got me and I'm just happy to be here. And I love that about her. She was a great teammate. And then Maddie Shear, I'm really close to. just, similar with Blair, and we all got to be real big friends last year. And then probably my last one that is just like really special to me is Asia Petty. We've gotten really close over this past year, and I just love what she has done. She has completely transformed herself mentally and physically over the past year, and I just have a lot of respect for her.
Yeah, I got to walk out of Rupp one night after a game with Asia, and just we just kind of chatted on the way out. After the game, of course, and we just was walking out. She was going to the same parking lot I was, so she's quiet when she don't know you. I mean, like for you, she's probably not because you're a teammate.
No, she is. She's quiet.
She's still quiet? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But she's put in a lot of work and really had a great season. And has that extra year. So that's all I'm going to say about that,
Yeah. I love Petty. I really do.
I got another question for you real quick.
Sure.
What was it like winning the SEC tournament back? Was it 22? What was it just like beating South Carolina? I know that was a big accomplishment for you all.
Yeah, that is, highlight of anybody's career.
This is going to go along with this question probably. So I'm going to go ahead and put this question up. There you go. Because that's probably going to go along with this question.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of like on the floor, absolutely. Like the SEC tournament was the biggest accomplishment, but it was the most fun. Especially, we had struggled that season in parts. Like I think we went on
early.
Yeah,
you guys
I think we went on a 9-game losing streak, and like we got to the point where it was fish or cut bait. And like I remember Rouse set us down, and she was like, "I'm not going out like this. Like we are going to turn this around." And then because we had to win out at that point to even have a chance at the SEC tournament, because we needed the bye wins, the bye games. And so, but once we got to the SEC tournament, when we beat LSU, like there was nobody in the world telling us that we weren't winning it. Like we were not scared to play South Carolina. Like we were so prepared. Like it was just a mental lock-in like I've never seen before. Like I've never been a part of since then and before then. Like we knew we were gonna. Like when Dre Edwards shot that shot, like I was up. Like I knew it was in because I knew we weren't losing. It was surreal. It was so surreal, and it was so fun.
Did you by chance watch Baylor this like the past weekend in the NCAA tournament?
I didn't watch the game, but I heard a little bit about it.
Jada played really well, by the way.
Jada's a great basketball player.
Jada played really well, not just that game, but the game before too.
She's had a really good season. I've been really proud of her. She's just kind of been able to take control, and she's a prolific scorer. Like that's what she is known for, but she can get after people on defense too. She is as tough as they come.
Well, her and Edwards were basically kind of leading that Baylor team. So ex-teammates of Emma's, by the way, from the 22 team that we were just talking about, if you guys don't know. So
I got another quick little question here. It's about the Final Four next week. So Paige Buckets and Caitlin Clark are playing Friday night, right?
Right.
So who you rolling with in this Final Four? I know everybody's rolling with South Carolina, but I know that you probably have your favorites that you like personally, like, basketball players. So
yeah, I do think South Carolina will win. I just think
so much talent, Emma. It's crazy.
But the thing, like South Carolina's weapon is that they could platoon at any time and they could be better.
That's what I'm saying. They can just run them in. They can run them in from the locker room. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, So I genuinely don't think anybody's going to beat South Carolina just because they're a hard matchup. But with that being said, like I watched the Iowa and LSU game last night. I love Iowa. I love the way that they play. They just play so fast-paced and so hard. And
Emma, I got to give you a number. I got to give you a number from last night's game. 12.3 million people watched that game last night.
Most ever on ESPN. That's crazy.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
And people don't realize the women's game is growing and evolving. It's changing as we speak. And you know, I've been watching it the last couple of years, and there's so much talent beyond the men's game, especially in the women's game now.
Yeah.
You have Juju Watkins. She's going to be really good for USC and whatnot. But the women's game is getting there.
Madison
and
Booker,
more talented.
Hannah Hidalgo.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a bunch of great players in the women's game. And these are freshmen that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Malaysia Fawali. If you guys don't know her, she's amazing at South Carolina.
She is incredibly crafty.
Gifted. Yes.
Yes.
Crafty, gifted, on the shifty, whatever you want to call it. Yes.
That
absolutely.
She is the kind of people that you pray you don't have to guard.
Yes. And
It's
Emma's
just so,
been on the
it's
floor
so
with
hard
her.
to stay in
She
front of
knows.
people like that. What? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I said, and Emma's been on the floor with her. She knows.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
very impressive.
Yeah. If you guys don't know her name, I'm telling you, she has been turning on.
She
Down the
is a
stretch.
highlight reel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that, you know, Tahina Pau and Cardosa, and, you know, get kind of more pub from them, but they're loaded with talent.
Yeah. And the thing about them is you never know who's going to go off, and it really doesn't matter. It literally any one of their
Chloe
10.
Kitts, I mean, you can keep naming them.
Yeah.
I'm
And
kind of,
they're strong,
you know,
fast.
and I'm kind of stuck in a bad spot this week because I really like Paige Buckets too and Caitlin Clark, so I'm kind of in a tough spot here. I'm like, I want Paige Buckets to do good and Caitlin Clark to do good, but I think that's going to be a really fascinating game between them two.
Yeah, absolutely.
No offense to Paige and no offense to Gino, y'all have won enough.
Yeah. Right. Give somebody else a turn. See, that's kind of why I don't want South Carolina to win either. Like, I know I should be rooting for the SEC, but
Listen,
like,
I'm usually an SEC guy, and I would normally, but I've been pulling for Caitlin and Iowa on the women's side
yeah,
for about 3 years now.
yeah,
And I was pulling for them last year. And of course, you know, LSU got them in the finals last year, and I'm still pulling for Caitlin and Iowa. So
yeah. I just love watching them play. They are a very, very fun and fundamental team, which just makes it all the better.
Well, and I mentioned this last night, you know, on a tweet or something. Caitlin Clark's presence and her court vision is absolutely insane. By her court sense, I've never seen a girl have much court sense in my life.
I will say that Reed Shepherd can drop those passes like she can, like from 80 feet away.
Yeah.
And just like, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
It is.
it's a gift.
What she
It
can do on
really
the
is.
floor. I mean, and that's not including her 35-foot shots.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
From downtown
Right, so
Danville.
I'm gonna ask you a question here, and I think you guys kept this as stats. So because of that, I'm gonna ask you this. You always kind of took pride in taking charges for the women's Kentucky team. So I know you and Cassidy Rowe were neck and neck for the most this year. I think Cassidy might have got you towards the end, I think, but you got a 5-year career. Do you know how many charges you took in 5 years at Kentucky?
I genuinely have no idea.
You don't know? Oh,
No.
man, I thought you might know.
No. No.
Because I know that Kyra kept it as a stat. So
yeah. I think Cass and I were both close or around to 20.
Yeah.
I think Cass. I do think Cass took more than me. But mine was more of just at the end of the day, like, I don't really have much else of a choice. Like, I was playing out of position, and it was like, how can I be a part of this team and help them be better? I'm not blocking Chloe Kitt's shot.
Right.
Like,
I know. I get it.
so
You're 4 inches, 5 inches shorter than she is. I get it.
Yeah. And like, those were my matchups all year. So like, it was kind of like, I have to, and whatever it takes to win, like, I'm willing to do it.
Right. All right, Emma, I've got two quick don't have to be quick, but two more questions here, and then we'll let you go. I know you've been with us a while. I promised about 20 minutes. We've run a little over. I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and say that.
Don't worry.
But I have to ask this. There's a lot of buzz going around now about the Kentucky women's basketball program, and I'm not going to get into all of it. If you're a Kentucky fan, you should know what I'm talking about here. Are you excited for the future of the program?
I absolutely am. I think that is I really am. I'm genuinely very excited. I love this program. I love the people. And that has by far been the best part of my experience is just the people that are here. I love the University of Kentucky. And so I'm really excited for the program. My teammates, I'm so excited to see what they're going to be able to do. And I think that this could be really good. And I'm just really hopeful. Because I really do. I love the program and I want to see it succeed. And I know that we can get back to where we're supposed to be at.
I mean, Matthew Mitchell done a fantastic job getting Kentucky there. Cairo won the SEC tournament with you guys. It can be done. Here at Kentucky.
Absolutely. And Kentucky's a place that I feel like it should be pretty easy to recruit to. So I'm very hopeful in seeing that in the future. And we just have a lot of things to offer here. And so I'm really excited.
Honestly, Emmett, there's he's got some stuff going on. He might pull some players here.
Yeah. I think that it's very possible. I just hope everybody else that comes gets to kind of experience what I did. And I'm really excited to see the trajectory of the program.
I figured you would be, and I would be remiss if I had you on and I at least didn't hit a question on the buzz. I know that, you're moving on from the program and stuff, but I know that you still love this program, and I had to ask you at least that one question on it. So I'll get you out of here with this, Emma. You will always be known as a 2022 SEC champion Kentucky player. So you always are going to have that title. Now that you are moving on, that's how you will probably be addressed for most of your life from here on out. But tell us, Emma, what's the next chapter for Emma King?
Yeah, so like you said at the beginning, I graduated in December with my bachelor's in human health sciences, and I'm currently getting my master's in finance. I'll finish that in December. And I recently got engaged. So I'm currently kind of wedding planning. And
I saw that. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. So I'm very excited about that. I'm kind of getting into the wedding planning, kind of trying to find a job. There's a lot of moving parts going on in my life right now. But I'm really excited just about what the future holds and, where I'll end up.
Is basketball ever going to be back in your future again, you think, or are you going to go in different directions?
I think I'm going to go in a different direction. That's kind of all I've known my whole life. And I'm really excited to kind of just explore, my other interests. I've just put so much time and effort into this part of my life. And
no more weightlifting for Emma?
Oh, no, I still lift. I go lift with Coach Taylor every day. I genuinely enjoy that. So, that's the kind of stuff that, I'm excited about. I'm excited because I tell Coach Taylor all the time, I'm like, I don't have to be as strong as I need to. I don't have to be as muscular as you can make me. So, I'm excited just to work out and, enjoy it and find different workouts and, just the little stuff I'm really looking forward to.
Well, Emma, I wish you all the success and congratulations on your new engagement. I think it's within the last couple of weeks after the season ended for you guys. So I did see your post on it. I think it was Twitter that I seen a picture of. I'm not sure. But I did see that. So before I let you go, I just want to say congratulations. And I hope nothing but the best for you. And as always, go Big Blue.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, go Cats.
Yep. Thank you, Emma. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate it.
I hope you had fun.
Oh, I did. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Emma.
No problem.
All right, guys. That was Emma King. She is a fifth-year senior on the 2024 women's Kentucky basketball team this year, and she came back for her extra COVID year. So she got 5 years in. She is from Stanford, Kentucky. She is born and raised, always bled blue. Like she said here, she knew she wanted to play for Kentucky from the 5th grade on. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, my bad. 606 by gosh.
Yep. She's from Stanford, Kentucky. Like I said, she grew up here. That's the reason why I wanted to have her on. Cammie Moore, I want to say that I appreciate you letting us have her on and helping me set this up. University of Kentucky Women's. So with that, we will move on. But I hope you guys enjoyed Emma King on our show. I agree.
Yep, she's a great guest.
She's a great guest.
She's not just a great ball player. She's a genuine person and a kind and loving person. And it's hard to find that nowadays in this world. And Emma King's just exactly that. So
yeah, she's a great human being. I've got to ask her a few questions, post-game questions, and talk to her. I got to go in the locker room a few times after games this year. So I got to know her just a little bit this year covering the women's games. And just I have asked her about her being a fifth-year senior and what it meant to her to play for Kentucky. And I knew that it meant an awful lot to her. So I appreciate her being with us tonight and sharing a little bit about her career and about the fun and ups and downs and everything. And appreciate her being with us. So, all right, from here.